All right. You know what it is. Time for that victory talk. We got a very special episode for you today. Oh yeah, man. I know you guys got a lot of big goals, a lot of big shit you want to accomplish in 2024. We're gonna help you do that. That's what this episode's all gonna be all about, man. Getting it popping 2024. Let's get into the show. Yep. You know what it is. It's another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. This is episode number 73. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for a minute. You know what it is? Hey, this is the only podcast that I'm aware of that's all about showing you how to build your money, muscle, and your mindset. All right. So you can flex on the haters, stun on the hoes. All right. I am your humble host. I mean, I might be the most humble person. I don't know of all time, but definitely of our time. The most humble. I'm like a god of modesty. Your boy, Brandon Carter, Big Brandon Carter, BBC, King Keto, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio. And alongside, got Minovia doing the fucking comments and shit, reading the Superchats and shit, kicking out the haters and the fucking kicking out the haters and blocking the trolls. We got the homie Nima straight out of Iran. Let's go. What it is. He's straight out of Iran. He ran to freedom, to democracy. That's true. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did. Good. It's a good choice. You can't beat him, join him. All right, and
you can't.
If you can't beat him, join him. And and he's like the brains of the operation. I just kind of yell at the camera. And you motherfuckers watch it, man. So shout out to y'all too, man. We've been doing this for 73 episodes, and this one is gonna be fantastic as usual. I got a lot to talk about today. But one of the main things I want to get you guys set up for your 2024 goals. Right? I want to help you accomplish them because I am sick and fucking tired of people following me, telling me they ain't got no money. All I've been talking about for a goddamn decade is how you can get some money. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure we put a stop to this cycle of poverty. I want the richest followers out of everyone. That's my goal. Motherfuckers want the most followers. I want the richest. So I got to make you motherfuckers rich. And that's my goal today. In order to help you do that, to supplement that, we have what's called a free Discord community called the Victory Unit. Make sure you join that shit. I got free courses in there to help you ball, shot call. I'm in there giving free advice. I do free live trainings, not live trainings, but I do just like live Q&As in there every so often. I go in live and I'm talking to you, I answer your questions live. It's dope. We got about 15,000 members, 15,000 champions. So make sure you join that. And if you really want to ball, got to give a shout out to our sponsor. Yeah, we got a sponsor. Big Money Methods. Big Money Methods is a newsletter that me and some of the homies put together. And we're just giving out free advice on a twice a week. We put out the newsletter and there's a lot of articles. There was an article I put. What did we write today, man? I wrote some dope shit today. It's out. Go check that shit out, man. Because all these videos I post, every time you see me, there's been no script. Maybe there's like an outline or something. I just fucking the shit is off the fucking dome. I know this success shit. So I can just go off the dome. But the newsletter allows me to consolidate my thoughts and present it to you in a more concise fashion where I can articulate myself a lot better to help you fucking ball. All right. And one more sponsor. This is, we gotta have, as usual, Thought Repellent has decided to sponsor this episode. Thought Repellent is the easy to apply spray to keep the hoes away. It's made by ballers for ballers, right? How do you know if you need Thought Repellent? If you ever think about how do I get girls, you don't need this shit. This is for the motherfuckers who got to keep girls away, right? Because when you start balling, start making a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And you got your money, your muscle, and your mindset together. You don't have to worry about how to get girls. You got to worry about keeping them away, right? Because if you just got money, then you got to, it's just the gold diggers, right? If you just got in good shape, then women are trying to like use you for your body and throw you away. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem you might have. And if you just got a strong mindset, then you David Goggins, right? But I don't know if bitches is fucking finger banging themselves to David Goggins alone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a G. I fuck with him here. You know what I'm saying? But you need all three for girls to straight up stalk you and go. And when you got all three, man, you got to walk outside and it's going to be fucking, oh shit, bitches going to be all over you. Cause like that, you're every fucking woman's dream. And it's overwhelming. Right? You go, no más chicas, por favor. No más chicas. But if you have Thought Repellent, it's like it creates like a force field, right? But where it's not like ready yet 100% because there's some side effects. We went into depth on all the side effects of Thought Repellent. All your super chats go to research and development for Thought Repellent. All right. We need to get this out to the market to help the ballers. So all your super chats go to research and development for Thought Repellent. And if you don't need Thought Repellent yet, that means you ain't got your money muscle mindset together. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to fucking fix that for you. Join the free Discord and sign up for Big Money Methods right now. And then we're going to get into it, man. All right. Now that we got that out the way. I like to open up the podcast with a story. And I was reminded of this story when my girl, she was showing me like some TikToks. What she does is like, I don't scroll TikTok and shit because I got shit to do. Right. But sometimes she goes through it and she like curates the dope shit for me. And then she showed me this one video and I was like, oh, yo, that same shit happened to me. I'll tell you what the video is in a minute. But first, I'll just tell you the story. Then I'll show you the video maybe if we have time. It was back in the day. I was in Queens. I was living in Queens. Yeah, you guys seen the old apartment that I lived in and shit. It was an old fucking building, like a pre-war building, right? And you had to open the elevator. You open the door to the elevator, and then the elevator will open. Old school shit. So I'm about to leave the crib. I'm chilling. I'm doing my thing. I open the fucking door. Then the elevator door opens. And much to my dismay, what I see in front of me is a fucking stroller with a white baby in it. If you didn't gasp after hearing that, you don't understand how crazy that is. You open the elevator door and there's a stroller with a white baby in it by himself. Now the baby wasn't panicking, wasn't crying, seemed to be handling the situation well. He didn't know he was in danger. He was chilling. But the first thing that goes through my head was, what the fuck is this baby doing? And then I think, okay, I know I should try to help this baby. However, if motherfuckers see me, okay, here's the thing. What I'm about to say, a lot of you are going to think I'm a monster when you hear it. But all the fucking black guys are going to understand it perfectly. I was thinking, what the fuck are they going to think if I show up with this fucking white baby random? They're going to think it's my fault. Somehow this shit is going to get blamed on me. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was terrified. Holler me in the chat if you feel me, right? You'd be scared too. I was scared for me, not the baby. That baby's a white man in America. He's going to be all right. This country was made for him, man. He's going to be fine. He'll find his way. But I was terrified. So I just fucking closed the door on that motherfucker and took the stairs. True story. But by the time I got to the bottom of the stairs, I saw the dad with the baby, or at least I hope it was the dad. I saw a white man with the baby. He said he was his dad. I believed it. And he was like, oh my God. He was like panicking, right? And I was like, oh yeah, man, I saw that baby upstairs. That's your baby? He's like, yeah, man. It was one of I'll tell you, the elevators had doors. He put the baby in and then turned around to get something. And then the door closed and the baby went upstairs to me. Come to find out, I did the right thing. I sent that baby back down to his dad. I didn't know it. I really just cowered in fear. But this shit is not motherfucking. Listen. If you're not black, you might not get it. But that shit was scary. And I think, all right, I'm gonna tell you what the there's a moral to the story. But first, I think I should show you this TikTok that reminded me of this shit. Hold on. Ah, fuck, man. What is that? I gotta solve a puzzle? The fuck is that? All right. Yeah, it's the one. He opened the elevator door and there's a fucking white baby there. But mine was a baby. It wasn't just that. He just let that motherfucker close.
If you watch closely, you can actually see her tiny spirit being crushed. Faith in humanity? No faith.
Now they watching it. They don't get it.
Humanity? No faith in humanity. That is how serial killers are born.
Okay, look, I know it looks bad, but that is a little white girl. And as a black man, no!
They don't get it, and I understand they don't get it. But watch what happens.
You do not get to play the race card today. Not with that.
Sorry, I'm late. There was a little snowflake on the elevator, so I had to take the stairs. Careful, Dre. Someone's out there setting traps.
I don't understand. Why are you two so afraid of a baby?
We don't have the luxury of being helpful because we're instantly seen as threats.
Well, that's just common sense.
I see any adult male as a threat.
Okay. It reminded me that's exactly what happened to me. What's the more, Brandon? Why are you telling me about you abandoning this fucking baby? What does this matter? Listen, I might not be helping my cause. I might sound worse, right? I wanted to help the baby, but I needed to help myself first. I felt like I would put myself in danger by helping that baby. And I'm not saying you'd be selfish, but on a broader scale, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. There's a lot of shit going on, a lot of problems, a lot of fucking things happening in the world right now. And I see a lot of people giving a lot of their attention to. And I think it's okay that you care. And I'm not saying I don't care about those things, but I don't give my attention to those things because I can't impact them. Right? So you got to focus on the things you can control, not the things you can't control. Right? So try your best to ignore a lot of the fucking, I know there's a lot of evil in the world. There's a lot of bad things in the world, but you can't fix that whole world. You can't change that whole world, but you can change your world. You can change your world. And instead of putting all your energy on all this other shit, put your energy only on things you can control. It's not the best example because I guess I could have helped that baby, but fuck that. Fuck that shit. Nah. Not today, baby. Focus on the things you can control in life. So I see people talking about you know, there's wars going on. There's a lot of shit going on. Motherfuckers arguing with each other over shit, man. Who gives a fuck? I mean, listen, I feel my heart goes out to the people, but ain't nothing I can do about it. So I focus on the shit I can do. I can control. And that's some of you guys need to take it to 2024. I'm not telling you to be selfish. If you can help someone, help them, right? You know, me and my girl, we was just doing a toy drive last weekend. We bought a bunch of toys for the poor children of Miami, and we was there, spent all Saturday passing them out at the gym, boxer gym I go to out here, right? So if you can help people, help them, right? But it's shit that you can't control out in the world. Like, is there some shit going on the other side of the world? Man, fuck that shit. Like, don't worry about it. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can fucking do. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of goals for 2024. There's going to be election. There's going to be all types of shit going on. You can't control what happens in the elections, and you can't control what the motherfucker does once he gets in office. Or she. Maybe there's a chick running, right? I'm sorry. You can't control. You can't control what he or she does when she gets in office. All you control is what's in front of you. Only things you can control in life are your attitude and your actions. So make sure you can control them. And if you're not controlling them, you ain't got no fucking business crying about what's happening on the other side of the world or what's happening in politics, because you're not even controlling the two things that you have control over, your actions and your attitude. Focus on that exclusively. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying don't have compassion, but where your focus is, focus on what you can control. And I promise you'll be in a way better position to accomplish your goals. And guess what? If you accomplish your goals, you might be able to help some more fucking people, right? Poor motherfuckers can't help nobody. You know what I'm saying? What happens when there's a disaster? What they asking for? Money. Your broke ass gonna give them prayers. Well, pray for Kansas. I'm like, no, motherfucker, your hashtag did nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? Give them some fucking cash. Oh, you broke. Shut the fuck up. Bitch. That's all I wanted to say. I think motherfuckers felt me. I think some motherfucker. Oh no, somebody asked. I know it's not a super chat, and I'm not supposed to respond to them. But I just see, are we boycotting products? No, nigga, no. We not boycotting. Oh, this motherfucker supports some shit. No, motherfucker. I am not fucking with my life by boycotting some shit I want because they fucking care about some shit I don't care about. Yeah, motherfuckers canceled Disney Plus because Elon Musk don't like Disney. Like, motherfuckers canceled Disney Plus. I'm like, oh, so now my son can't watch some fucking Mickey Mouse shit because Elon Musk is anti. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Here, boy, watch the Disney shit. Fuck that shit, man. You fucking anyway. Before we get into that, I think some champions have already sent super chats before we get into the teachers today. Let's acknowledge those champions. Remember, all your super chats go to research and development for that thought repellent.
We have Ariel's advice.
All right.
Loved your video on content creation. As a fellow content creator, I know the struggle.
Hey, man. Yo, man, shout out to you, Ariel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. I'm glad you found that helpful.
We have Sukhbir Singh.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to King Keto or be on time to your job you hate. Merry Christmas.
Word. Hey, man, there's a lot of truth in that statement. All right. So there's some stuff we want to talk about today to help you accomplish your goals. And what I want to do is give you like a goal setting roadmap. That's what we want to talk about in this episode of this segment of is that Real Talk? Yeah, Real Talk. Put your motherfucking seatbelt on, because you're going top speed from where you are to where you want to be. to accomplishing your goals. We're going to take you down the fucking fast lane, and it's going to be a bumpy road. But I promise you, if you follow the game plan I'm going to lay out in this video, you will accomplish your goals in 2024. I promise you, right? But you have to, so make sure you watch this video to the end. Make sure you take notes in this video. This is not a fucking video you watch once and think you got it. You're going to have to keep coming back to this shit because you're going to fuck up the way you've been fucking up your whole life. That's why you ended up here, how to accomplish goals, because you ain't been doing it. So don't think you could just watch a video once and you're going to have to shit master. You're going to have to watch this shit more than once, and you better take notes. You may be thinking, hey, why should I listen to this guy in a fucking tiny tank top on YouTube? Well, over the last few years, I've built several multi-8-figure businesses. I built several social media platforms up to over 1 million followers. And I consistently flex on the haters and stunt on the hoes. I've been doing that on a consistent basis over the last decade. I'm really good at accomplishing goals. And not only that, the stuff, if that weren't enough, I also do a lot of coaching for other people. And I've helped literally thousands of other people accomplish their goals. And I promise you, if you follow the steps in this video, you will accomplish more this year than maybe you have in the last 5 or 10 years. All right, so let's get into it. This is going to be a goal setting masterclass for 2024. All right. Oh, shit. All right, hold on. I thought I was ready. I wasn't. Hold on, give me a second. I really thought I was ready. You know, I'm gonna get ready though. I'm gonna be ready, man. Just hold on. Hold on. It gives you time to get your fucking pens and pads and shit. All right. Oh no, they don't have to show this. We're gonna put on the fucking. I don't have nothing on the screen. I have something on what? No, I'm good. Put the tablet on. All right. So if we're gonna talk about accomplishing your 2024 goals, what should your goals be? Well, I've talked about some other videos. Don't fucking cry about it. Just watch this video and pay attention before. Listen, motherfucker, if you would have got it the first time, you wouldn't be watching videos on how to accomplish your goals. All right, shut the fuck up and listen. All right. There's 4 quadrants of life. Everything falls into these 4 quadrants. You have your health, right? You have money, cash money. Then you have, you know, romantic relationships. This looks like a B. We have romantic relationships. Then you have friends and family. Those are like your other relationships, friends and family. All right. The reason friends and family are separate than romantic relationships is because, you know, you can divorce a wife, but your mom is probably your mom forever, unless she does something super egregious, you know. Like fuck with your money. And sometimes friends are like family. You know, if you have real close friends, some people are closer with some of their friends than their family, right? Especially if you got shitty families. All right. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people will tell you that you should have maybe one health goal, one money goal, one relationship goal, and one family goal or some shit. Listen, yeah, maybe. But the truth is, most of you motherfuckers have been failing all your life, right? And so if you've been fucking racking up L's for the last decade or two, fuck makes you think you're going to be able to accomplish 4 big goals this year? Nah, man. What we want to do is we want to pick one main goal. All right. So what it looks like is you pick one main goal. Let me show you what this looks like. Oh, male goal. Dumbass. Listen, fuck. This is going to be your number one goal, your main goal. All right. Now, what should your main goal be? I want you to think about this. What should your main goal be? Remember, there's 4 goals. Well, there's 4 quadrants of life. Should it be a relationship goal? Should that be the main thing you focus on for the year? No. Should it be your family? Should that be the one thing you focus on for the year? No. Let me tell you why. Because you can live without a loving relationship. Life's not as good, but you can live without it. You can live without friends and family. Life will suck without it, but you can remain alive. You cannot remain alive without health and money. That's just the way it's set up. You cannot remain alive. But the beauty of it is, if your main goal is a financial goal, then it can actually improve your health. What do you mean money can improve your health? Well, Magic Johnson would have died of HIV like everyone else in the 90s if he wasn't a multimillionaire, right? You can get the best trainers. You can join the best gyms. You can get the best medical care. You get what I'm saying? When my girl gets sick, the nurse comes here, man. We're not going to the motherfucking hospital, waiting in an emergency room. Like, we just they come to us. Like, it's different, you know? Relationship goals, man. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't think I have to go into that, how having money is better for your relationships, but 50%, at least half of, no, most divorces are caused by financial reasons, right? And women initiate 80% of divorces. So it stands to reason, we look at both those metrics, that bitches be leaving broke boys. That stands to reason. And statistically, there are statistics to show that more money you have, the higher likelihood that you stay married longer, you know, if you give a fuck about that, right? You know, and then friends and family. Well, listen, man. Yeah, man. You want to do something for your family. You want to do something for your friends. You know, you need money for that. You know, or something, God forbid, something happens to your family, right? They're probably gonna need some bread, right? My cousin, he died in a car accident last year, and you know, he had kids and stuff, and he didn't have like insurance. He didn't have life insurance or a will or nothing like that. And you know, I had some bread, so I was able to step in and help out with some of the stuff the children needs. I paid for the funerals, like 20 grand. Like, Imagine you need 20 grand like 3 days ago. I mean, 3 days. Imagine you need 20 grand 3 days from now. You got it? Oh man, you ain't got it, man. I thought family was the most important thing, man. You can't even take care of your dead family, right? And then, you know, it's just like money helps all of these things, right? Money helps every quadrant. So I think you should focus. Your main goal should be a financial goal. Now, you can have other goals, but we're not going to focus on them too hard. So what I mean by that is the other goals, there are, let me change it. What I call support goals. Sorry, put it in different word. Support goals, right? So your support goals, there's also 2 types of support goals, right? So you can have defensive support goals and offensive support goals. I'm going to get into what those are. All right, defensive support goals and offensive support goals. So before I get into it, so what is a support goal? A support goal is a goal that you accomplish that will help you accomplish the main goals. And we have defense and offense, right? Now, let me explain. So a defensive sports goal is you got to think about what are the things that could stop you from accomplishing the main goal. All right. So we can look here, right? If your health starts to deteriorate, you get crazy sick or some really bad happens to you, it's going to be way more difficult to accomplish your goal, right? So you can have a defensive health goal. You can have something like get in shape, lose fat, whatever the case may be, right? And an offensive support goal is things that you need to accomplish that support the main goal, right? So that can be something like, well, it depends on what your main goal is. You know what I'm saying? If your main goal is to start, I don't know, you want to start an e-com business, right? Well, now you got to learn Facebook ads. So maybe that's a support goal, learning how to run Facebook and Google ads, right? Things like that, right? They help you accomplish the main goal. I hope that makes sense to you, right? And then you want to have result goals. Result goals. So these are goals that you will accomplish. These are things that will happen as a result of you accomplishing the main goal. For example, before I get into it, there's two types of result goals, right? There's selfish goals and altruistic goals, right? Selfish goals, these are things you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want the fucking Richard Mille. Maybe you want, a new car, just things that you want for yourself. Altruistic goals are things you want to do for other people. Oh, fuck. Sweating bullets trying to spell this right, guys. Right? Altruistic goals. So these are my things you want to do for other people or the environment, or maybe you want to save the whales or some shit. I don't know, whatever. Or maybe even your family. All right, let's say you want to do some shit for your family, buy your mom a house, move your family out the fucking ghetto, whatever the case may be, right? These are things that you will get as a result of accomplishing, or these are things you can get as a result of accomplishing the main goal. And this is why the main goal should be a financial goal. Hope this is making sense. Right now, the other quadrants can fall into like the support goals or the result goals, but the main goal should be a fucking financial goal, right? So if you want to do something with your friends and family, hey man, maybe your friends and family, take your family on vacation, do something for your mom. Maybe that's an altruistic result goal. You get what I'm saying? Or relationship, man. Maybe that's a selfish goal. Like you want to fucking get some money so you can finally stop fucking 5s, 4s and shit. You know what I'm saying? Actually get like a hot chick, right? You probably need some bread to do that, because the fucking bad chicks ain't even where you are. Where they at? Bitches ain't at the Toyota dealership, man. You know what I'm saying? These bitches ain't at the check cashing place. Shit. These bad bitches ain't at fucking TJ Maxx with your ass, right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got access to these motherfuckers, right? So maybe like that's a selfish goal for you, right? And then or if you got a girlfriend, it might be a defensive goal, right? You got to make sure that relationship is stays intact and it stays make sure this bitch ain't stressing you out, you know what I'm saying? So you might have to do shit like take her out a certain amount of time or spend a certain amount of time with her, so she's not then it stress you out and it takes you away from getting this money, man, because you got this whole tripping and shit all the time, right? So maybe your fucking relationship goal it's all types of shit. It just depends on you and what your goal is and where it finds. But all 4 of these quadrants can fit somewhere in here, but the main thing gotta be the main thing. Hope this is making sense. All right. Now, once you got that mapped out, right, what your main goal is, the offensive goals, the offensive support goals, the things you need to do to the things that will help you accomplish those things. The defensive goal, the defensive support goals, the things you need to do to make sure that you don't get knocked off track. And then you have the result goals, the selfish ones, shit you want to buy, shit you want to do for yourself, and the altruistic goals, things you want to do for the family, the world, the environment, the fucking whales, seals, dolphins, whatever, man, who cares? Once you got that, what did I do? All right. Once you got that, now you need to set a motherfucking game plan. You need to plan this shit. Listen, you need a game plan if you want to be covered in name brand. All right. So you got to plan this shit. Here's the thing. When you're setting your plan, when you're making your plan, most people do the plan wrong. They think, what do I need to do to accomplish this goal? The problem is that's not enough. You need to be thinking, what do I need? You need to be thinking, what do I need to do that if I did it, it would be impossible for me to fail? What actions do I take? What amount of action do I need to take to make failure impossible? That's a big difference. That's a big difference. And I first kind of learned this way of thinking when I learned this way of thinking when I was, really getting good at guitar at one point in my life. And I was getting paid to play guitar for this singer for some show she had. And I was going over the material with my guitar teacher at the time. And, I started to get it. He said, all right, Brandon, you got it. You were able to play it right now. But as of now, you've only practiced enough to be able to play it right. Professionals practice until they can't play it wrong. Right. And he said amateurs practice until they play amateurs. He said amateurs practice until they can play it right. Professionals practice until they can't play it wrong. And that's totally different. And I did that, killed the show, got the money. It was dope. Now, but I took that into all my other goals, right? I don't think, what do I need to do to accomplish the goal? I think, what should I have? What do I need to do that would make failure impossible? What amount of action and effort do I need to put in that would make it impossible for me to fail? That's the kind of plan you need to make. And when you start making that kind of plan, you quickly start to realize that you can't have 37 fucking goals, right? You probably can only have one if you're going to approach it like that, right? And you need to approach it like that because what most people do is they put in just enough effort to fail, right? Because you don't get what you want, you get what you have to have. It can't be a good idea. It can't be something you kind of want. It has to be a fucking must. If it's a must, you'll get it. If it's something you just kind of want, you probably won't get it. Right now, I know some loser is thinking, man, so it doesn't matter how much I want. It doesn't matter how much it's a must for me to walk through walls. I can't do it. And I'm like, yeah, fucking nerd. We're talking about, reality. Stop making shit up. Like we're talking about like reality, dumbass. If it's something that's within the laws of physics, right? And if you're dead serious about it, like you have to have it, I promise you can get it. But most people have never put that kind of effort into anything. And that's why most motherfuckers are failures, right? The average American is 17 pounds overweight. The average American has less than $1,000 in their bank account. This is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'm not making this shit up, That's because it's not a must. It's like a nice to have. It'd be cool, right? They kind of want it. So because they only kind of want it, they put some effort, but just enough to fail. Because if you don't put any effort, you can't fail because you didn't try. But if you put a little bit of effort, if you pussyfoot, dip your toe into it, it's just enough for you to fail. But what if you put in so much effort that it would be unreasonable for you to fail at that? This is the kind of plan we need to make. right? So when you're thinking about that, when you're writing this plan, this is how you do it. First, you're coming out with that attitude. All right, what do I have to do to make failure impossible? Right? And there's going to be certain things you're going to need. I mean, there's going to be certain kind of tasks. See, a plan is just a collection of tasks and deadlines. That's all a plan is, tasks and deadlines, right? So we're going to write down every step, every task that we can think of. Now, you're going to have two types of tasks. You're going to have one-time task, and you're going to have recurring tasks. What? Hold on. Recurring task. All right. So let's say your goal is to start a business, anybody can start a business. Like your goal is to start a business that makes $10,000 a month. All right. So a one-time task example would be like, set up LLC. Right. And a recurring task example would be something like depends on what kind of business, right? So fuck, man. I mean, it depends on what kind of business. I guess we'll do something like let's say you want to set up an LLC. What kind of business are we doing? Yeah, fucking, I don't know, drop shipping. You're selling fucking Chinese bullshit to old people. All right. Yeah, let's say, man, you gotta manage ads. You gotta manage your ad account, right? I'm just making shit up. Right. So whatever. These are just examples, right? I'm going to erase this, but just so you know, these would be, you do this once, and you're gonna have a lot of these though. You're gonna have a lot of these. Now here's the thing: the one-time task, them shits ain't a big deal, right? It's these that are going to be a big deal. The recurring task. All right. That's where people fall off, because anybody can do something fucking once, right? But it's like having to do something over and over again over a long period of time. Think about your fitness goal, right? If this was a fitness goal, let's just say we had a fitness goal, right? The one-time task would be something like join gym, right? And the fuck. Mm-hmm. But the recurring task would be something like track macros. Right? You can see that the one-time task is the easy shit. Right? Anybody can fucking join gym. You're gonna see this at the beginning of the year, everybody gonna join gym, and it's still gonna end up being fat. Right? All right. So you're gonna list out all your one-time tasks and all your recurring tasks. The ones you know. There's some shit that you don't know, right? And that's okay. You don't need to see the whole staircase. No, Martin Luther King said, you don't need to see the entire staircase. You just need to see the first step. And then you just keep taking steps. And it's kind of like accomplishing a big goal. You don't know everything that you need to do. And that's okay. You want to write down everything you know. And it's kind of like driving in the fog. You ever driven in the fog? You don't have to see the whole road. You just have to see a few feet ahead of you, right? And you just keep moving in that direction, and eventually you'll get there. Same thing with a big goal. You write down what you do know, all right? You plan that out. And then here's where it gets more sophisticated. We need deadlines on all the one-time tasks. And then we got to schedule all the recurring tasks. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to write out, after you've written out your plan, we're going to put it all And the software I like to use called Trello. Ah, fuck. I got to sign into this shit again. Oh, no, I'm good. All right. I set up a sample one. Hold up. Don't show them yet. All right. So this is what it looks like. When you sign in Trello, you have this blank board. Yours may or may not have guns and bullets on it. You know what I'm saying? You can put whatever background you want. This is the one I picked. But it was just what they had available. Obviously, I would have picked Hollow Tips instead of Full Metal Jacket. But you do what you can with what you got. All right. So what I do is I like to set up a board for my goal. Right. And it looks like this is super simple. Simple. It's like a to-do list on steroids. Or TRT, like me. All right. So you have the tasks that you are doing, your to-do list, right? Then you want to put in doing, like stuff that's actually in progress, right? Then you want to have set up another one is done. All right. Now, this is a simple version of it. We can get more sophisticated if we want to, because sometimes I'll put in like the month. I'll put in each month. You could, if you wanted to get more sophisticated, but you don't have to. All right. You could just do this. And what we want to do is we want to put in all the tasks, all the one-time tasks in here. So we know what's up with them. All right. So let's say it's a business, right? All right. So start. No, I'm sorry. Open LLC. That's to do. Then we put another one. Get EIN number. Cool. Then set up biz bank, and it'll be a bunch of them, right? Oh, all right. Now, when you go in here, now we got to put deadlines on it, and we do it here. So, one thing I like to do, this is why I like Trello, is I'll go in here, and then I'll pick the date, right? And I'll pick the due date, and let's say next year goal, right, man? Boom. So we want to do that shit. We want to have the business bank account, man. Let's say I want to have that shit set up by. I want to have it set up by the 12th. Let me give myself some time, right? Boom, by the 12th. All right. Now I got a deadline in here, right? Open LLC. You could do that shit fucking LegalZoom or something. It doesn't fucking matter. Maybe I want to start that. Man, I'll do that on the 1st. Boom. January. This is a holiday. January 1st is a holiday. You got to get the EIN from the government. So we're going to put that on here. And you can get more sophisticated with this stuff, right? You can add you can add checklists, you can add labels, you can do all types of stuff. I'm just keeping this super simple for your ass, right? All right. Then we got it in here. Now then you want to do that for all your one-time tasks. Not only the one-time tasks you have now, but the ones that you think of, right? Because remember, you're going to learn more shit, and there's going to be more shit that you realize there's going to be stuff you need to do that you don't even know you need to do. And as those things come up, you want to put them in Trello, right? So let's say we start moving, and we start putting in the new shit. We find out some new shit. We got to put that in Trello. Some new shit, right? And you can't put it in here without a fucking date. Right. And that new shit. Damn, we just found out we got to have that by the fucking 19th. All right, cool. We got the new shit in there. So every time you come up with some new shit, you got to do. And then when something is in progress, it's in doing. Right. When something's in progress, and then you wait till you get it to done. And then you just keep moving it over, and you just keep putting stuff in there. And there's going to be a lot. Right. But this is where you keep track, and you have a visual representation of how close you are to accomplishing your goal. And you can make this as detailed as you want. This will be the simplest version, right? Having to do, doing, and done, right? That's the simplest version. A more complex version would look something like, mine. I have this week, right? I like to do next week. I like to do tomorrow. You spell tomorrow. I always spell that word wrong. Listen, I have dyslexia. Don't make fun of me, guys. You make fun of me, this shit is straight up evil. You know what I'm saying? God don't like that shit. He gonna punish you for it. That's why you've been failing, man. You've been fucking tomorrow, and then I put today. So I work out of this shit. So for me, I'll get into it. I'll show you why. So I have my to-do list. I have doing. So this is like stuff I'm doing now. I'll put it right here. Boom. And then I'll move the done all the way over here. And then if I think of something, every time something comes up I have to do, like if it's tomorrow, I'll put it in here. Like, so I keep this app on my phone too and on my iPad. Right. So I gotta put it in tomorrow. Boom. Next week. This would be here this week. And then I also like to have this month, next month. Right. So it's like, if I think of something or I hear something, I put it in here so I don't forget. And it's super important to have your shit organized in some fashion, right? You can do it the simple way I showed you, or you can get all crazy with it like me, right? Because let's say I move this shit over here and it's tomorrow. I'm supposed to do this shit, or I'm supposed to do this shit today, right? But I can't for some reason, man. Some shit happens. There's a fucking hurricane in Florida again. We have our fucking 5th hurricane of the year, and I can't do this shit that day. All right, then, man, I move it to here. Oh shit, it's Category 7 hurricane. It's gonna be here for a week. All right, I gotta move it the next week. Like shit like that is gonna happen. We're gonna get into this before. You're gonna encounter obstacles that you have to overcome. Fucking natural disasters are going to happen. I promise you. Unless you think this is going to be the first year with no natural disasters, you got shit fucked up, right? There's going to be natural disasters. People you know are going to fucking die. Shit is going to happen. Fucking people are going to fucking snake you. All types of wild shit is going to happen. You might have to move shit around. And what this does is it affords me flexibility. This is very important. Right. I might move it the next week, but it's like, even if I don't get around to it today, because I moved it around and I kept it on the board and I'm keeping track, I don't lose it. It's not some shit that's going to slip through the cracks. The only thing in my life that slips through the cracks is shit that I don't put on the Trello. You know what I'm saying? It's shit that I don't put on Trello. Right. So you can have a fucking crazy one like me, especially I got big goals. So there's a lot of shit here, and I just live out of this shit. Like I put so when I wake up, I have my goal shit here, but then if I still put everything I'm supposed to do today here too, right? You know what I'm saying? Fucking film, YouTube. Right. I put my to-do list in here too, and it's just going with everything. Let me erase that. Archive. All right, cool. But you don't have to go as crazy as me. This is psycho shit, right? You could just just keep it real simple, 3 columns. You can make it as complex as you want. Yeah. All right. Now that's for your recurring. That's for your one-time task. Now what you're going to do is all your one-time tasks. You're going to put in. Hold on. You can take it off this. Sorry, that was my fault. I didn't give you no warning. Give me 1 second. Let me get this up for you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put everything in our calendar. So let me move this to week view. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, you can show. All right. We're going to put everything in our calendar. So first we put the one-time task in our calendar, right? So this is, in Trello, it was the due dates, right? But that doesn't mean shit unless you know when you're going to do them. Is the difference between a due date, when it's supposed to be done, and when you're going to do it. They may not be the same. They might even be the same day, right? So remember, we had to set up the LLC. The deadline was January 1st. All right, so that's cool. That's one that's going to happen on the 1st. So you go on Google Calendar. And you should be living out for Google Calendar if you're watching any of my other videos. Boom. January 1st. What time am I going to do that shit? All right. Maybe I'm going to do that shit at fucking noon. How long is it going to take? How long do I think it's going to take? Shouldn't take more than an hour. Set up LLC. Boom. It's in there. All right. What was the other one? This is just an example, right? Get EIN. Remember, we had to do that on the 2nd because the government is closed on the 1st, right? Do it at the same time, man. You know, boom. Get EIN. Oh, number. All right, boom. We're going to do that at the same time. Let me move it up a little bit so it's the same time. All right. Oh, fantastic. All right. Then we got the other one. Set a business account. What was this do? This is due the 12th for whatever reason, whatever. Because it was random. That's why I was making shit up. Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay, hold up. Sorry. All right. So the 12th, boom, we're gonna go to Chase, man. We're gonna do that shit at 1. Set up biz. Oh, bank. Right. Hey, you know what? And here's the thing, guys. Here's a little pro tip. When I'm doing my Google Calendar, I like to throw emojis in there, shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but I didn't feel like doing it at that time. All right, whatever. Wait. All right, set up Google bank account. Fantastic. Oh, fuck. All right. So now it's just in the calendar. We're gonna do that with all your one-time goals. But remember, let me show the iPad. Remember I said the recurring goals, the recurring tasks were the most important. Yeah, these are the most important things, right? So now you got a list of these things you got to do every day. You need to figure out, or weekly, or whatever the cadence is. You got to put those in your calendar. That's more important too. And it's, what's really important is that we live out of the calendar, right? You need to start living out of your calendar. So you really want to put your whole life in here, but first we're going to put the recurring task, right? So the recurring task, for business, is we'll do some like lead generation. Maybe you got to do whatever that means for your business, lead generation. All right. Okay. When we going to do it? More options. We want to be doing lead gen starting at 9 a.m. Maybe we start the day off. Shit, man, we will make it possible to fail, right? We're going to start the day off with 2 hours of lead gen. Fucking 3 hours of lead gen in the morning. Yeah, I'm just making shit up. You got to do whatever's best for you. And how many days we going to do it? Well, we said we got to make it impossible to fail, right? So fucking daily. You know what I'm saying? All right. Boom. Now you see it's in there. You know what I'm saying? It's in there. You're going to do that for all your reoccurring tasks, the things you have to do over and over again, right? All the things you have to do over and over again. But here's the thing. This won't matter. This will be meaningless unless your whole life is in here. This is super important. Unless your whole life is in there. Don't show this yet. I'm going to show mine. I just want to make sure there's nothing crazy in there. Hold on. I'm showing mine. Just want to make sure it's all good. What does the month view look like? Maybe it's the week. All right, I can show some of this. So this was my shit. Like I have my whole life in here. I have like sleep, shower, waking up, morning walk, workouts, when I'm gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? Shit I'm gonna do in the morning. Like I have time to FaceTime my son. Podcast, what I'm doing right now, prep for the podcast. Webinar, like, and this is like almost a month out. So like this white space gets filled up as we get closer. Like there won't be no white space when we get closer to it. But I live my whole life in there. Personal shit is in here, everything, right? Because you only have one life, right? They say business life, work life. No, it's one life, and you have to do all of it in it. So your calendar should reflect that. When I look at your calendar, I should see your whole life, right? Because that's what time is. Bruce Lee said, if you love life, don't waste time, because time is what life is made of. And if you're not using your calendar, you're probably wasting a significant amount of time. Like everybody who ever complains about not having time, I say, oh, let me see your calendar, man. Let's just try to find it. And they don't have shit in their calendar. I'm like, oh, of course you don't have time. You don't plan it. You didn't plan to fail. You failed to plan. You're not planning your life. You're not planning your time. You're not taking it seriously. You know, if you're not every super successful person I know is serious about the calendar. I heard somebody talking about LeBron James. His whole shit is like LeBron James. You know, if you said he was the best basketball player of all time, I wouldn't argue with you. I think it's Jordan, but I understand what somebody would say LeBron, you know, and his fucking calendar is like fucking, they were saying it's like mine, like Psycho, probably more so, you know, every super hyper successful person I know, if we're planning on doing something, like they send us calendar invites. Like I'm supposed to do something with fucking edutainment, infotainment. What's the valuetainment? I was supposed to be doing something with the homie Sauce and them, and they talking to me. It's like Sauce's assistant, and she asked me a question, what time would be good for me, and I'm like, cool. She sends me a fucking Google Calendar invite. Like it's normal at this level. I'll tell you, it's normal at this level. My boy Jeremy, we talking about going to we're gonna go to dinner. His double date, his girl, my girl, me, him. Boom, we was gonna go to dinner, and we said, he was like, "Where do you want to go, man?" Boom, it was like, "What time?" Boom, boom. He sends me a calendar invite. I swear to God, like this is how it works at that level. Like when you start dealing with legit multi-millionaires, everybody's got a calendar and everybody's using it. And if you're not doing it, listen, I don't know how you're going to succeed. I'm not saying you can't. I just don't know how you're going to do it because I ain't seen people do it. Right. So you want to live out, you want to put your whole life in your calendar. And what you're going to notice is once your whole life is in your calendar, right? Remember, we're talking about all 4 quadrants, right? Everything in your calendar. Because just because you're focused on money, that's your main goal. I'm not telling you to neglect your family. I'm not telling you to neglect your girlfriend, right? You got to have sex with somebody, right? And I'm not telling you to neglect your health. I'm telling you to plan it. Like put that shit in the calendar, right? And if you and these can be like defensive goals, right? Because if you do neglect your family, your girlfriend, and your health, like that can fuck up your ability to accomplish the main goal, right? Because motherfuckers start tripping and shit starts going wrong, your health starts to fail, and then it'll be more difficult for you to accomplish the main goal. So a lot of the times these are those other quadrants fall into the defensive support goals, right? And you got to plan it. You got to put that shit in your calendar, all of it, right? So again, you're gonna put all your one-time goals in Trello and your recurring goals. You're going to put all your one-time things in Trello, right? Because they're usually like big things you got to do once, but your recurring goals, your recurring tasks need to go in your Google Calendar, and you got to live out of your calendar. That's super important. You have to live out of your calendar. I can't stress this enough. If you're not using your calendar, you are going to fail. If you're not living out of your calendar, if your entire life is not planned in your calendar, you are going to fail. Right. And you don't have to be rigid about this too. Like, let's say something happens, something happens, right? I don't know. You got to move this around. You don't delete it though. You don't say fuck it, because you still got to do it. You just move it. Like I'll do this shit all the time. I'll move shit around if I need to. And Google Calendar asks you this event and following event. If you want to reschedule the whole thing? No, just this one. Cool. The other ones will stay the same. And I'll move shit around like a puzzle each day. I probably do that almost every day. It's okay. Like I'm not rigid. I retain the ability to be flexible at all times, but I don't get rid of the shit. The shit is still there. And the same thing with Trello, right? The same thing with the one-time tasks. Like if something happens and I can't do it today because life gets in the way, like, and I really tried, it happens, right? I just move it to tomorrow, but I don't forget about it because it's on the list. And then if I do this, then I have to go and I'll move it here. And because it's also in my Google Calendar, I just flip real quick, no problem. Flip the app and then move it in here too. Right. But this way I maintain a track to run on. I'm telling you, if you do not live out your calendar, you will fail. And the reason you have not accomplished the goals you set this year is because you didn't do this and you weren't living out of your calendar and you squandered your time. There are 168 hours in every week. You know what I'm saying? If you sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours. So you should have 112 hours left. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that time, right? Then the next thing, now that kind of goes into what we need to talk about next, is dealing with the difficulties, right? Life is going to throw shit at you, man. All right. So for one, whatever your goal is, it's going to be a lot more difficult than you think it is. It's going to be way difficult. It's going to be way more difficult than you think it is. And that's okay. All right. When it gets super difficult and you want to quit, I need you to remember this. Remember this. Remember, King Keto Gymnasium Jesus said this to you. Said, this is the point where everyone else quit. If you keep going, you will beat them. You will accomplish it. It's going to look like there's a failure. It's going to look like you can't do it. But I promise you, if you just keep going past the point where most people will quit, that's where the magic happens. I'll give you an example of when I learned this. When I was first trying to learn how to do handstand push-ups. You see me now, I'm doing all types of handstand push-ups, clapping handstand push-ups, tiger bends, all types of shit, man. I'm nice. When I was first learning how to do it, it took me 6 months just to get the handstand. And this is 6 months of me practicing every day. It was in the calendar, practice it every day just to get the handstand. And I swear there was a point where I felt like, damn, I don't know if I'll ever get this. But I knew most people would quit. But I just didn't quit. I went and then, right after that point, I mean, not right after, but soon after that, I was able to hold the handstand. But that's all I can do is hold it. Now I got to do a push-up. It took me another 6 months to be able to do one push-up. But even there came to a point where it really felt like, man, I don't think I can do this. And I wanted to quit. I thought about quitting. Man, I'm wasting my time with this shit. I promise you, that's where everybody thinks. That's why most people fucking suck. If you can keep going past that point, I'm not saying it'll happen instantly past that point, but there is, listen, persistence is undefeated. Persistence is undefeated. If you keep going, you'll get there, even if it's going slow. If you keep going to get there, there's going to be a point where you want to quit. I guarantee it. You have to keep going past that point. I promise you. Right? Within reason. Right? I don't want to say it's never okay. I don't want to say that it's never okay to quit. If you're doing it and you realize that the effort is not worth, if you know what the end goal is and you realize that the amount of effort is not worth it, then yeah, quit, man. Fucking, like, you're gonna do all the shit and then you know it's not gonna be working. Man, fuck that, right? But if you know that getting there would be worth it, you keep going. And then usually you gotta. I can't tell you the difference. I can't tell you what the difference is, but there is a difference between stupidity and persistence, right? And it doesn't mean that you can't do it either. It's like you can still do it. What I said initially still stands. You can only quit if you feel like what's required for you to get it wouldn't be worth it. You get what I'm saying? I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I know it exists. You know, it'd be like if there was a girl you liked. I know this is the first thing that's coming to my head. There's a girl you liked, and you know you could probably get her, but if you had to go through all types of hoops, and she's like fucking, you know, making you go through all types of hoops to spend time with her and all this stuff. Yeah, you could, but is it worth it? Probably not. Or you could probably allocate those resources somewhere else. Same thing with your goals. That's the best example I can think of off the top of my head. Right. The next thing you want to deal with is emergencies. Yeah, there's going to be emergencies. If you got kids, I promise you, they're not going to have a perfect year. Something's going to happen. You're going to have to address either they're going to get bullied, or they're going to be a bully, or they're going to have these struggles, or they might act up, or they're going to have their own challenges that you got to help guide them through. Something's going to happen. Family members, they're going to have, you know, unless you think all your family members are going to have a perfect year, you're probably going to have to help them address something. There's probably going to be something going on. Some of them might die. I hate to say it, right? But that's like real shit. You know, people die every day, you know, and, you know, you're going to have to contend with that. You might have to stop grinding for a minute to go to funerals, to help with funerals, to console people, like, or they might get hurt, injured. Like, all this shit is going to happen. You are not going to have, this year is not going to be a unbroken boulevard of green lights just because you set a goal, right? All types of crazy shit is going to happen in your personal life, right? And you're going to have to deal with it. You have to stay focused, right? This may sound cold, but just trust me, it's not. You know, when my cousin died last year, yeah, I took the rest of the day off when I found out he died, right? Because I was crying and shit. And then, you know, we drove immediately down to where he lived, and, you know, we out there, and, you know, we had to deal with all that shit. And it was super traumatic for me. You know, I mean, we grew up together. Like, we got sent to military school together. We got kicked out of military school together. They let me back in, but he was older, so they just mailed him his diploma. We went to the same college. Well, we moved to New York at the same time, right? And we were like, he was right across Central Park from me. You know what I'm saying? I used to go there all the time. And he moved to Miami, then I moved to Miami, then he dies, car accident. It fucked me up, man. I ain't gonna lie. It fucked me up. I still did this shit on my to-do list as much as I could, right? You know, some shit got moved over, and I probably didn't do it as well, but I didn't stop. That's super important. Do not stop. Like, if you need to slow down, if you need to, you gotta do not stop. I don't know if this is fucked up or not, but I was legit. I went to the gym that next morning, even though, like, we flew down to West Palm. I mean, we drove down to West Palm where we was at. We stayed out there, dealing, you know, helping with the family. But yeah, I was in the gym that next morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I might have fucking cried a little bit in the gym, but I was in the gym. I still worked. I went on Fresh and Fit that week. Yo, for real, man. I still worked. I'm telling you, I'm not telling you to neglect your family. I'm not telling you to be cold. And I'm not telling you not to mourn. Yo, you still got this fucking goal, man. But that emergency is not more important than this goal. Everything's important. Okay, maybe it is more important, but that doesn't mean the goal has to stop, right? There's going to be something. It's not going to be perfect. You got to stay focused. I'm telling you, man, fucking war is going to break out. Natural disasters, especially if in Florida, we're guaranteed to have a hurricane or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is going to go haywire this year, because it happens every year, right? You can't let it knock you off your ground. You got to be like a rock. When there's a big fucking rock in the ocean or something, I don't know, like a lighthouse or something. No matter how fucking bad the weather gets, that shit stays still. It's sturdy. It's solid. The waves may crash against it, and it just absorbs it. It takes it. That's got to be you, right? Another thing is the sacrifice. Like, to accomplish this shit on your goal, you are not going to be able to fucking have as much goddamn recreation as maybe you're accustomed to. Because when if you're trying to accomplish a big goal, it's probably going to take a lot, you know? And I'm not telling you that you can't have recreation. I'm not telling you not to neglect your friends, family, girlfriends, none of that shit. I'm telling you to plan it. So if you're going to kick it with your friends, you set a time, you plan that shit. You know what I'm saying? You put it in your calendar if you can fit, but it needs to fit around the things you have to do to accomplish your goals. See, right now, what you've been doing, what most people do, is they try to fucking get around to the things they need to do to accomplish their goals. You put the things you need to do to accomplish your goals in the calendar and everything else fits around that. Right. So one of my goals was to build this YouTube page and to build my podcast. Right. What did that mean? If we doing a podcast live at Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7, you know how many fucking Heat games I miss because of that shit? My boy Jeremy hit me up, said, yo, man, we got floor seats at the Heat game. Yo, come through, man. I got them for you free. I had to say no to do the podcast. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you can't do it now. If you can't sacrifice now, if you can't, if you give in to temptations now at the level you're at, what do you think is going to happen when you get successful? Right? The shit that I say no to is way more tempting than the shit you say no to. Of that, I assure you, right? You're saying no to Call of Duty weed smoking sessions. I'm saying no to free floor seats at the Heat game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying no to the Super Bowl. Like, legit said no to the Super Bowl. Right? You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, right? If y'all was in my position, because you've been giving into temptation so long, if you were fucking me, fucking multi-millionaire, you wouldn't still be waking up at 4:30 going after the goals. You'd be going to sleep at 4:30 because you was at the fucking club all night. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to start building that muscle now in order to resist temptation now, because temptations are going to get the temptations are going to be more intense and harder to resist the more successful you become. Right now, you passing up fucking 5s and 6s. 6s, man. That might be too much temptation for you. A 6 who want to take you off your grind. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, I just want you to imagine you're 6'2", multi-millionaire with 5% body fat in the middle of Miami with millions of followers. And if you can't say no to the 6, imagine if you do get successful. You know what I'm saying? Like, the temptation is different at this level. And I'm not just talking about the women, I'm talking about everything. Like, I get calls, man, we having this networking party, and it's like, you know, from like, I don't want to say who I said I got no to their party. I don't want to fucking like, but like, successful people that y'all know invite me places and I can't do it because I got fucking shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, parties, events, I say no to them to focus on the goals, right? If you can't say no at this level, at the level you're at, then you're going to be fucked if you fuck around and accidentally get successful. But the beauty of it is you won't have to worry about that if you can't say no to it at the level you're at, because you'll never get there. You'll never get to that upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing you're going to have to worry about is when you make the plans in your calendar and in Trello, you're probably not good at making plans yet. You're probably not good at estimating how long it takes to do things. Don't be afraid to move shit around and make adjustments, right? Don't be rigid with this shit. The beauty of Google Calendar is, I'm telling you, you can just move shit around. You know what I'm saying? You can move shit around. You can make the fucking, maybe, okay, this shit might take longer. This shit may not take that much. You can move shit around. I do it all the time. Even like whatever my plan is for the day, I know shit is going to get moved around before it's over. And that's okay. Right? So don't let that discourage you. All right. It's okay to move things around. It's not okay to take it off your list, though. It's not okay to skip shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing. The shit that's in your calendar, do it no matter what. If you can't get around to it at the time, move it to another time, another day, but you got to do it if it's on the calendar, right? That's where the discipline comes from. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it in the face of tragedy. You got to do it in the face of being sad. You got to do it in the middle of an emergency. You don't have to do it at that moment, but you got to do it. You got to do it if you're lazy. You got to do it if you're sick. Now, I don't get sick because I'm an invincible black god, right? We're going on, I think it's 7 years of me not catching a cold, but I'm that nigga. You gonna get sick. So you got to still fucking grind until you get to that point. You know, it doesn't matter. In the face of temptation, it's going to be a lot of temptation. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be fucking women. There's going to be your friends. There's going to be your family. And there's going to be the road to success is paved with a lot of tempting parking spots. You got to ride past them. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And if you can do all that, you can accomplish your goal. You can get rich if you can do all that. Every once in a while, somebody says, man, it's impossible for everyone to get rich just mathematically. Yeah, sure. But it's not something we have to worry about because to get rich, you got to do all the shit I just said. And almost none of you will. Those of you who do, I'm excited to see you at the top. I'm sure you'll sit next to me one day in first class. And then you'll talk about how this video helped you get there. You know, I'm eager. I eagerly await your arrival at the winner's circle. But there's another video I want you to watch on tracking, because tracking is super important too. Tracking metrics, and if you can add that to this video, it'll really help you out a lot. So make sure you check that video out. Okay, that was a lot. I wanted it to be good. We need do we got some super chats?
We do. We have Perfect Shot Filming. Shout out to Nima for the advice yesterday. It worked and I got my first client. Also,
Nima, you doing God's work. We getting motherfuckers client. Motherfuckers is getting money watching the podcast. It could be you.
Also, shout out to Brandon. Just found you on YouTube a few months ago and it changed my life.
I believe that.
Online business thanks to you. Client from Superchats.
Yo, that's what's up, man. Come on, man. Yo, this a few months can change your whole life, man. You know what it is. Shout out to you, Perfect Shot Filming. Doing it big. Y'all see it, man. You could be next. That's what we doing this for, man. I don't need the biggest following. I want the riches, man. Y'all need to get this paper. You know what I'm saying? What else we got?
We have Ariel's advice. Should I boost my IG reels or promote my TikToks?
Sorry, neither. Right? They put that boost button. Its only job is to siphon money from people who don't know how to run ads. If you're running ads, you need to be in the fucking ads manager, the meta ads manager. Right? That boost button is just a way to steal money from the ignorant. I promise you that. That I assure you. You do neither one of those.
We have Gabriel Gonzalez. Hello, Mr. Carter. Question. Have you always enjoyed hard work or did you have to learn to enjoy it?
That's a good question. Listen, the mind can make a heaven out of hell or a hell out of heaven. You know what I'm saying? So the mind is super powerful. And, you know, what I did is, you know, for me, it was one thing that's really helpful is the list of hate and the list of great. I don't want to go into it now, but we have videos on it. I mean, I've talked about it at length. And what happens is it Relentless video? Oh, we did a book on that video, on that book, Relentless. You should check it out, you know. Yeah, no, I didn't always love it for sure. You know, I don't think anyone always loves it. You know, I definitely had to, I don't want to say trick my mind, but I had to reprogram my mind. And I have videos about it. I talk about it in the Baller Mindset course, how you can like reprogram your mind to enjoying hard work. Because if you're reliant on discipline, I feel like it's a recipe for disaster. Now, I know a lot of people talk about discipline. You need discipline. And I believe that, but I think, you know, because when I hear David like Goggins talk about discipline, Nah, man, he likes the shit. He likes pushing himself, right? And I think he uses the word discipline for lack of a better term. And here's the better term I think you should use, right? I think he's tricked it. He's programmed his mind to enjoy pushing himself and seeing what he's made of. And I guess you could say that's discipline, but I don't think that's discipline, because discipline implies that you're doing something you don't want to do. And there's a time and place for that, but you don't want to rely on that, right? That should be some, like, in case of emergency, break glass, right? You can smooth the path. You can put yourself on an easier path to run if you can reprogram your mind into actually enjoying the hard work. And I think that's what, like, Goggins has done. That's what I've done. I know that's what Hermosi's done, right? Because we talked about it. But I think they keep using the word discipline just for lack of a better term, because they haven't articulated what I'm trying to articulate. And I don't know if I'm articulating it that well, but I speak about it at length in the Baller Mindset course. If I think it's a higher level. I think discipline is amateur hour. I think you may need discipline to get started, but the real shit is when you can trick your mind into wanting to do the shit. I need discipline to stop working. I need discipline to take a vacation. I need discipline to do recreational activities because I don't want to do it because I want to work. And if you can trick your mind in that, then success becomes like way easier. It like legitimately becomes way easier. And I talk about how some tactics to do that in the Baller Mindset course. It's free. It's free, 100% free. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? Do you got the fucking link to the Section 8 shit? Yeah. Is it in the description? Let's put it in there. Oh, because I want to mention it. What we got?
We have Kesha. Thank you so much. The calendar and habit tracker got me on track. I was wasting so much time. Thank you so much.
Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. We're really trying to do God's work. The calendar and the habit tracker. We have a video all about it. That is that shit, man. Those two things will change your life if you do it. I'm so glad that some people are doing it, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Listen, I know a lot of you guys want to get some money. Now, listen, we're coming out with a video. Listen, I got a new real estate mentor, right? I'm getting one of my goals for 2020 is to get into 2024 is to get into real estate, specifically Section 8 real estate. And I got my mentor, Tom Cruise, not the actor. And he was on the Victory Talk a few weeks ago. We're doing a free training together next Monday. I think it's Monday at 7 p.m. I believe 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be breaking down. Tom's going to be breaking down how to start a Section 8, how to start buying and renting Section 8 real estate, you know. And it's it's Monday, December 18th at 8 p.m. Sign up for that. It's free. It's free. Now, listen, Tom is going to try to sell you something. He's going to try, right? You don't have to buy it, but you'll still get a bunch of free game. He's going to give you opportunity to get on to join his program. Will you do that or not? That's fine. It doesn't matter. What is important is that you jump on that class just so you learn, man. Like, even if you don't do it, you know, since something that I do is I learn all different types of ways to make money, even if I never do it. So if it's a new business model, a new way to get money, like I definitely try to learn it so I know about it. I can speak about it intelligently and I can be abreast of it. And what that does is when you start learning different ways to make money, then you start seeing more opportunities because now you have more dots that you can connect. You get what I'm saying? You have more dots that you can connect and you can see opportunities where other people couldn't see it because you have more reference points. That's something I've noticed. It's helpful for me. So whether you want to get into Section 8 real estate or not, I really highly suggest you join that training or it's because you will learn something. And I'm not going to bullshit you. Tom's going to offer an opportunity to purchase his course. You don't have to buy it. You might want to. I bought it. I like it, but you don't have to, right? But I think you should just get just learn, man. Just learn the opportunity. Links in the description. Would you buy the course or not? It doesn't matter. What's important is that you guys learn. And I give you guys shit for free all the time. Free baller mindset course, free high value alpha course, free tips in the Discord, free fucking victory talk fucking twice a week. People are making money with it. You see some people it's helping. And this is another thing. I don't know. I just think it'd be really valuable for you guys to understand. And there's another thing. One thing that I always try to do is be exposed to people who are making money and the different ways they're making money, because it lets you know what's possible, right? You start seeing what's possible. Damn, all these different ways to make money, and it starts to kind of like open your mind, and you start to think more abundantly, right? Because a big problem is like scarcity. I see from people who are poor, because I've been one, right? It's a scarcity mindset. But when you start getting exposure to all these people making money, all these different ways, then you start seeing, fuck, all right, maybe I can get some money, because if motherfuckers getting money all these different ways, damn, it starts to feel like it's more possible. So I really encourage you guys to join that free training. I'm gonna be on there with Tom, and yeah, man, join us, man. It's free. Again, he is gonna offer you the fucking course. Don't get mad about that shit. Some people will buy it, some people won't, right? The people who do buy it, guess what? You should be happy that they buy it, because they're subsidizing those of you who get the information for free. You know what I'm saying? That's what's weird when people try to sell stuff. If somebody's giving away free advice and they sell something, even if you don't buy it, you should be happy that those people bought it, because they are the ones who allow the creator to give away the free shit to you. They subsidize your free shit. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Right? It's kind of like some airlines, they have like super cheap tickets. Some of them, that's not everybody's business model. It's not Southwest business model, right? But like Delta, their business model, they have the coach is cheap because first class is expensive, right? First class is subsidizing coach. Now, a different business model would be like fucking Spirit, where your ass might have to drive, you might have to fly the plane. You know what I'm saying? They call it Spirit because you got to pray to the Holy Spirit, hoping that you land that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The plane wage is gonna have fucking her baby daddy tattoo on her neck, motherfucking purple hair, man. She might throw the peanuts at you and shit. Different level of service. That's one business model. Just make shit as bad as possible. Or Delta, American, a good airline. They fucking, the economy is fucking decent. It's cool, right? But it's subsidized by the first class, right? The first class, because they can charge them up such a premium, like 4 times as much, it allows for the economy to be cheaper. I hope that makes sense. So again, join the class. You're going to learn a lot of stuff. Don't be mad when he sells his course at the end, because you don't have to buy it. But the people who do buy it, you should thank them, because they're subsidizing you being able to get the free shit. That was long-winded. Links in the description. All right. All right, man. I don't know if I have time to do it. I have time to do another video. I don't. I don't. Yeah. All right. So listen, I'm just gonna leave you guys with something. I talked about this. If you guys in the victory talk, I kind of talked about this. I'm sorry, if you're in the victory unit, I posted a video. I just post videos and throw them in there. And I thought about this, and I just felt like I should share it with you. I posted this in the victory unit, but I'll talk about it here too, right? So if this graph represents time, right? This is like the day you were born, 0 years old. And this is like death, right? If you're me, that's when I die, right? This is going to represent how difficult life is, right? The difficulty of life. When you're born, shit is mad easy. Everybody's doing shit for you, right? Even when you shit, somebody's going to clean it up. You just piss on yourself. They clean it up. Mama, you hungry, you just start crying about it. Man, mama fucking feed you some titty milk. Get some of that titty milk, right? And you straight. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just does what you want at all times. Or motherfuckers start panicking if you start crying. You ain't got no responsibilities. Then you get about 2 years old. One something. I don't know. I don't remember how it works. Now you got to pee in the toilet. Like what the fuck? The fuck? I used to piss in my pants, man. Now I got to pee in this contraption, right? And there's a little bit of responsibility. Then you start going to school. You got to deal with, the interdynamics of playground dominance hierarchies. You know what I'm saying? You got to start dealing with people. You might get some fucking homework. You got to memorize shit, remember shit. You got to communicate with people using words instead of crying and tantrums, right? So it's a little bit more responsibility. Then you get to like the grade school, high school. It's all the same, right? Now you got your homework gets harder. The relationships get more complex. You know what I'm saying? Then you start having sex with people. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to, So life just keeps getting progressively harder as you get older. Then you're out of school. Let's say you got a motherfucking. Now you got to be a man in the real world. Motherfuckers be so eager to drop out and not go to college or some shit. Like, that being a man is more difficult than going to college, right? It's like way harder. All right. But you got to get a man. You got to be a man on your own, get your own place. Now you got to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay rent. You got to pay bills, fucking crazy out here. It's just more difficult than, let's say you have a fucking, you start getting married, you get married or you have kids, whichever comes first, like now you got fucking wife, you a man in the house, you got responsibilities. Like life just keeps getting harder, keeps getting more difficult. And then, as you get older, real old, it's like, all right, then you just die, right? I'll take this off. Right, but life just keeps getting more difficult. I ran out of space because the way I drew my graph. Don't worry about it. Life just keeps getting way more difficult and way more challenging. All right. However, let's say you develop skills, talents, right? And your talents, you're not going to have no baby talents, right? But let's say you start school, but bam, let's say you got a dad like King Keto and he's been fucking teaching you fucking mathematics and spelling and shit before you even started school. So now you running circles around these little bastards. You know what I'm saying? Then, and it's your skills outpace the difficulty of life, right? So, you're really good at school. You know what I'm saying? You got your money muscle mindset shit. So the relationship shit is not a problem. You out here balling by the time you have kids. If you're balling when you have kids, kids are a joy. If you're poor when you have kids, shit are a fucking nightmare, curse. You know what I'm saying? If you're fucking broke when you have, and you're trying to date women, you're broke, you fat, and you weak-minded, then you get all fucking mad at women and you fucking start complaining about them and crying about them on the internet all the day, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you're balling, women love to be around you, man. You're saying your biggest problem is too many women. It's no mas chicas, por favor, right? That'd be your problem, right? You know what I'm saying? Then you want to just keep outpacing it, right? And the more the better you are than life is difficult. The better you are than life. This is the quality of your life. Your quality of your life depends on how your skills and talents outpace the difficulty, right? For example, everyone should understand this. I have videos of my son like in pull-ups before he started school. Like motherfucker can barely walk. He's like almost 2 or like 2 or something. And we're putting, I throw flashcards on the floor, numbers, and he puts the numbers in order from 1 to 100. He can barely say the words, right? But he knows how to count to 100 in English and Spanish, right? So when he starts school, he's fucking in kindergarten. This is last year. He took a state test that everybody has to take in the state. Top 2% in the fucking school. Right now, this year, the motherfuckers in first grade knows English, Spanish, fucking top, like one of the literally when he takes the test in reading and in math, it's like top 2% in his state. Like he's better than all them little niggas. Motherfuckers learning Mandarin right now. He already knows Spanish. I shit you not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking shitting you. He's learning Mandarin. His school is easy and fun for him. Right? There's another motherfucker in his school, man. This motherfucker had to start kindergarten over. Right? What does that look like? Well, that looks like, saying, oh shit, life's difficulty is outpacing. I'll use a different color. Can you see the yellow? Okay, if you suck more than life is difficult, then it keeps getting worse. And a lot of you all end up here. Right? And now it's like life's a burden. Life sucks. And you become a fucking hater. And you on this motherfucking internet fucking talking shit about people, trying to cancel motherfuckers like a dork and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you mad at life. But happy, successful people don't fucking behave like that, right? You're fucking mad at women all the time. Oh, these bitches are gold digger. Women want too much and it's easy for women. It's like, yo, if you was the man, bitches wouldn't be a problem for you. If you was the man, money wouldn't be an issue for you, right? You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of it is, though, you can always get better. You can move over to the other side, right? You can move from the right of this curve to the left. But you got to keep doing it too, because you don't want to be the motherfucker who was the man in high school and then fell off, and now you suck. Right? You seen them motherfuckers, right? You want to keep getting better. It's got to be constant improvement, constantly learning, constantly improving your skill set. And if you do that, life will actually keep getting easier as you, in proportion to how, even though objectively life gets harder as you age, or you have more responsibility, you got to do more things. It could feel easier to you if your skill level, your knowledge, and your talents outpace the speed that life gets difficult. I hope I'm articulating this right. This is super important. And the way you do that is constantly learning, constantly studying, constantly building new skills, constantly practicing, never getting lazy, never falling off, constantly building your body, constantly building your mind, constantly building your skill set, relentlessly building up your finances. If you can do that, then it's like, yo, man, my life keeps getting better. And I want that for you. The only way to do that is constantly improving your skills. I do have a video that you can check out about skill acquisition and how to get better at things. I know for a fact that video will help you get better at any skill faster than you ever thought possible. Right, guys, this has been another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday, sign up for that real estate training with my real estate mentor, Tom Cruz, not the actor. Not the actor. I don't want to feel like you got catfished. It's not the actor. You know what I'm saying? You're going to definitely find it valuable. I'm going to be on there. And listen, don't cry when he tries to say something at the end. It's okay. You don't have to buy it if you don't want it, right? But you will learn something whether you buy this shit or not. I think you'll find it super helpful and super valuable. And if nothing else, it just expose you to some different ideas and different opportunities that you may not have been aware of. And having that exposure will allow you to go out in the world and see different opportunities because now you have different reference points and you can connect different dots that maybe you couldn't have before. All right, guys, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.